Hello and welcome to ExcelTutorialFree.com, where you get to learn Microsoft Excel for free with these videos. And these are the following sections you should visit on our website. Single features on Excel will show you how each single feature works. Project examples is where we put it all together with different tools all in one. And custom videos is where we respond to people's questions posted in the forum section. Now that I'm in contempt with the way my table looks, even though I could do some more stuff to it, but let's say I'm happy with this, let's go ahead and look at creating some charts. So basically, when you create a chart, it really does matter many times what you actually highlight. You can highlight just the months, or you can highlight the product numbers with the months, or you can just do the product numbers. Okay. It also depends what chart you're going to use. Different charts will take that information and display differently. So you definitely got to know what chart is best for what you're trying to display. That's the number one rule for charts. You have to know, and you're only going to know by learning and trial and error and figuring out what looks right. Okay. For this information, I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything over here. Okay. I'm actually only going to highlight product. I'm not going to even highlight the months because what I want to do has nothing to do with the months at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, and this is where you have your column, your line, your pie, your bar, area, scatter, and other charts. Okay. The most commonly used is column and pie. Then it would be something like bar and line, area at times. Scatter's barely ever used, and other charts also barely ever used, but you can play around with it. For this example, we're going to do pie, and I'm going to do a 3D pie. So as you can see, it basically brought up my little pie chart over here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to move it to its own page. Okay, and I'm going to right click down here, and I'm going to do Move Chart, and I'm going to move it to Sheet 3, which is down here. I'm going to hit OK, and there you go, guys. Let me undo that right there. Gotta drag it from the outside, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this corner over here and drag it and make it a little bit bigger. Why not? Let's see what we're working with. That looks nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and rename this to Sales Pie Chart 2012. This one, let me give it a tab color of green to kind of go with that green that we talked about. Over here for pie, when I think of pie, I think of apple pie. And what the hell, let's do a red apple. So there you go. We have 3 different colors, kind of makes it stand out, right? And now we have our pie chart, and let's look at the different options that you could do with this pie chart. Now before I go into the different options, let's just go ahead and quickly review what we're looking at over here. You'll see that I have product number 1 through 9. It's all color coded, and it's basically letting you know that this product only serves 2% of the whole pie. This serves 29%. So you know product 3, from looking at this, looks like product number 3 and product number 4 are the biggest amounts, but 29%, 21%, 26%. So you have, these are your top 3 products over here, and of course this little green one over here needs help in sales. So it gives you an idea of what's your strongest products and what's not. So over here under design, same thing. You'll see that you have different design options, a lot of different design options. Personally, I keep it pretty simple on that. I'm going to go back up to over here, and let's go ahead and pick this as our design. Okay. And over here you have a lot of different options that you could look at. This one can give it to you in percentages this way. That's another cool way of it being displayed. There's one more way of it being displayed. That's another way right there. And you simply play with it, figure out what you like, and then you stick with it, unless you want to change it down the line. I am actually going to go with this one over here. I don't know why I kind of like this one. It's a good feel for me. It gives me percentages. Or this is not a bad one as well. It gives me the product and the percentage right away. That way I don't have to fish for it. So it really just depends how you want it to look. Man, I'm stuck between these two. But I'll go ahead and bring it back this way. Okay? Let's work with it this way. However, if you're still not in contempt on the information displayed over here and how it's displayed, well, guess what, you guys can custom make it a little bit even more. You're going to go to layout, you're going to go to data labels, and you're going to go down here to more data label options. And this little pop-up box will come up, and let me show you what happens when I hit category name. Look at that, the category appeared right there as well. So if you want to have it both places, you could do that. For me, I don't want it both places. This is good enough right here. Okay? Next, value. It basically takes it in a more detailed way. I'm not crazy about that. So you can obviously play with things. Label position. You have center, inside, end, outside end, or best fit. For me, the best fit actually doesn't seem like the best fit. So I'm going to go with outside end, inside end. I'm going to go with outside end. Well, that's I guess the reason why this was the best fit, because there's a 0 overlapping with a 0. Now it's not overlapping anymore. You see how I even custom made it myself? So that's one option that you could do right there. Then I'm going to go to border color. You can play with that. Okay, now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead to the next option, which is number. I'm not going to do anything under here because we wanted it in percentages. So I'm going to bring it back to percentages or general. It rounded it off. Or you can get detailed if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and round it off is fine. Fill. You could fill these percentages with different colors. Obviously you're not going to do it on, so you could have it on the white fill. That'll make the percentages stick out a little bit more. And you know, you could go ahead and play with the rest. I'm not going to really play with any more features, but I wanted to show you that you can custom make this chart even more to your likings. Okay, now that I'm definitely in contempt with my chart, okay, I'm going to go ahead and come over here to my chart title, and I'm going to update that, and I'm going to call it Sales 2012 by Product. Yes, that's right. 2012 is not over yet. And you're probably looking at this video thinking, Back to the Future. No. In any case, yes, you could definitely do many different font styles with this. I'm going to leave it as is because you guys should know by now how to play with the fonts. What I would like to show you is I'm going to add this little thing under shapes, and I'm going to go to this arrow over here. And once I click it, I'm actually going to go back down. And I'm going to choose left arrow. Reason why is I want to basically highlight the number one product over here, which is this one. So now that I've chosen that, I'm going to left click and drag. Left click and drag. And there you go. I can drag it thin, I can drag it thick, short, long. Don't want the short arrow. Maybe, actually I do. So let's say I want something like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swivel it. and what I'm trying to basically point to is the 30%. Okay, here you go. And I can even make this just a little bit bigger, and that will take care of the arrow. Then I'm going to right click and I'm going to write edit text, and I'm going to write highest product sold. I'm going to click outside the box, and same thing with this. I can always go back in here and I can do different things with the text, right? Just like anything else. I can even underline it. I can make it one size bigger. And there you go. Doesn't really matter. This is all examples right now. So I'm going to click outside the box, and voila, we have a clean chart over here. And just to show you real quick, I'm going to go to quick print preview. You could see that our chart does not appear on the page. So I'm going to go back to view, and that's a whole different section of how to fix that, but that will come down to different things that we need to do over here to fix that. And it's probably going to come down to page layout, margins, and I'm going to pick the most narrowest one, and maybe we'll want to make this landscape, orientation landscape. I think this looks better. And now if I go back to print preview, ta-da! This doesn't look right down here, does it? Let's see. Or is this not a view on 100%? I don't like the way this looks. It looks a little scratchy, but I think this is only print preview mode. So that's a whole different section though, but right now we just showed you how to create a chart. And that basically concludes this segment for this project. It's a very basic example. We will be having more detailed examples with a bunch of other more tools and so whatnot in other projects posted on our website. So this is more of a basic beginner, and once again we are going to be going through as many of these different features that you see on data. I mean, Excel is so big, you guys. There's so much options you can do. A lot of it you'll probably never ever use. Okay, so I'm trying to keep it simple, but we are going to get into more complex stuff for people who want to try to take it to the next level. That concludes today's video by ExcelTutorialFree.com. Stay tuned for more videos.